And here we are. We are live. I'm going to let a couple people come in first before I go over some notes. And just kind of answer some questions before I bring Dale in. And if Ashley wants to join, she's more than welcome. I have invited Ashley to this chat. I have told both parties that this will be civil. This will be a discussion. This will not be a fight. This will be a way of ending this drama. And to be quite honest, the only reason I'm even still doing this is to be completely transparent. That is something that I stand by, being completely transparent on the subject, letting everybody know exactly what happened, how it happened, and just try to make sense of it. You guys can be the judge. Tonight I'm playing neutral. I'm only going to tell you what I know, okay? I'm not going to bash anybody. I'm not going to, I'm not going to take sides. It's up to you guys to comment how you want, okay? But I do ask, since I've had to turn the comments off on multiple posts now, because people have been putting addresses out there. People have been putting phone numbers out there. The sheriffs went to Dale's house yesterday because someone called in a complaint that he was beating his wife. That kind of stuff is as much as you want to hate the guy, and as foul as his language was and how he treated, or how it all escalated. You don't talk about people's kids, and you don't, and we're not doxing here. We're not doing that. The other thing I want to say, yeah, this is a lot of fucking drama. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. The only reason I'm doing this tonight is just to put an end to it. If I'm going to be, again, 100% transparent with everybody, you're going to know what happened from both sides. All right. I'm going to start with a couple things. I'm over it. I'm fucking over this. I don't want to be doing this on a Friday night, but I feel like I have a responsibility to put out the information that I have that's been given to me and all the new information that I've gotten. It's a fine line. I'm walking a very fine line legally. And you guys aren't making it easy when you post addresses and stuff. So again, we're not doxing here. We're not trying to hurt other people. I'm walking a very fine line. So we don't talk about kids. We don't talk about wives. We don't talk about family. We don't talk about any of that shit. So if you start commenting bullshit, I'm gonna kick you from the chat and you'll be blocked. The other thing I'll say is I highly recommend you unfollow my page. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm fucking transparent as shit right now. I highly recommend you unfollow my page. Why? Because I posted something that I didn't have all the information on yet. Yes, I'm a young journalist. I'm just learning how to do this shit. And honestly, I've learned a lot through this. I've learned never to take people for their word. Never again will I take someone for their word and just write an article about it. Never again will I trust somebody to tell me the truth on an article. So me personally, I'm unhappy with how this all happened. I'm going to put it out there. I should have maybe covered both sides first or whatever. But the whole post was about finding Dale. So we found Dale, okay? But the only reason I'm doing this is because I feel like both sides need to be heard. All right, into the juicy shit. I feel like I'm on fucking TMZ right now. My original post that you guys saw was the original post was a picture of a girl in a bikini and a girl not in a bikini, and the girl with the bikini having thousands of likes and whatever, so on and so forth. I'm sure you guys can go read it. It's not blocked. But my original intention was the unfair things that women have to do in the sporting industry to whatever. So I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories, and Ashley's popped in my inbox, and she sent me these videos. Okay, so I'm just telling you exactly how this all happened. Ashley sent me some videos, and I honestly was disgusted at what I saw in those videos. I knew exactly where the place was. I fished there. I'm not from that area, but I've been there many times. So Ashley sent me some videos, and I asked her, what do you want me to do with them? Well, she told me she wanted me to post them, and she wanted to find Dale. So I said, okay. But I told her, I said, do you understand that once I post this, there's no turning back? And she said, I don't care. I don't care what happens to him, whatever, so on and so forth. I was like, okay, the guy looked like a total douche in the video, and I was like, fine, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. That was my fault. I trusted Ashley to be honest with me. After the post was published, I started getting messages from people about Ashley. I'm not bashing her here, okay? I'm just telling you facts, so don't fucking put words in my mouth, please. Because again, I'm over this shit. She lied to me about many things that I thought were true. Simple as that. And that sucks. Sorry, Ashley, that's the truth. She disappeared when I asked her questions about what happened. About whatever. The biggest thing that happened, and Dale will be on in a minute, don't worry. The biggest thing that happened since then is that there was another family there, okay? There was another family there. And they contacted me. They saw the video. Millions of people saw the video. It was on fucking TikTok. It was on YouTube. People have shared it everywhere. They're... hate yourself for tuning in. Then tune out, bro. I don't fucking care. Get out of the chat. I don't give a shit. And I don't care if I'm losing you. I really don't give a shit. There was another family there, and they expressed some deep concern about what happened that day, about what was shown and what actually happened. So on that note, that's what I know. And I'm not going to name names. People have asked me not to use their name, and I'm going to honor that. But I am here just to tell the truth of exactly how it happened. So the post was published. A guy named Tizzy with 2.2 million followers went ahead and helped us, and we found out who Dale was. Well, once we figured out who Dale was, I talked to Dale yesterday, and I'll let him kind of explain that as we get there. Now, again, we're going to go over the rules. I don't make any money off this shit. I don't want your clicks. I'm telling you to unfollow me. I'd be over this shit too. This will be like court, okay? I'm going to let him in once he asks to come in. And it's going to basically be me just asking him questions about what happened that day. Unfortunately, Ashley isn't joining us, so she can't say her piece, and that's her option. She had that option, and she decided that she's not going to participate in this any longer. And it's really odd that she decided that she wasn't all of a sudden once I kind of told her what I actually know. So anyway, long story short, if Dale is in the room, Dale, you can go ahead and request to be on my live now if you want. I'll see your comment. I'm sorry, I'll see your, not comment, whatever. And again, I'm staying neutral. Yeah, so Dale, if you're there, brother, this is your time to jump on. All right, we're gonna just take a break here until Dale hits me up. Dale Chance, there we go. All right. I just accepted his request to go live. There you are. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? How you?
Just chilling. Doing this shit that I don't want to do, man. But I don't know if you were watching. I just kind of went over some things, and to make it perfectly clear to you and to everybody, I don't condone anything that you did that day. And but you do have a lot to say, and people deserve to hear your side of the story, especially now that I've found out so much other stuff, especially from the other family. You definitely deserve to have your voice heard as well, because that's how justice works. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and let you state your case there. So anything you want to say before I start asking questions?
Well, I mean, yeah, I I don't condone, how I acted that day, but this was 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and you know, seeing I forgot all about the video. I forgot all about the whole situation, but seeing the video now, and people. Like this guy, all they see is what she edited to make me look bad. And granted, I made myself look bad because of the way I acted.
You did. You did.
Oh, and I don't I don't condone that. Look,
Yeah.
nobody should act like that, especially to a woman. But in the whole situation and the thing of it, people shouldn't attack people's kids. And
Yeah.
then making this out about, that she was spat on, and then all of a sudden she was all the way on the other side of the river and told him to spit off the other side of the bridge. She never got spat on. And then I was downstream, and then I come up to her going at my son, and my son telling her, saying what he said to her. And then I'm like trying to escalate, and my girlfriend at the time already tried to escalate her, just go on, leave us
You
alone.
you mean de-escalate?
Well, I'm sorry, de-escalate, telling her to go on, and just she told her it was ridiculous that she's up there yelling at a kid for spitting over a bridge into the water. And so my ex-girlfriend at the time, she didn't want nothing else. She's like, look, let's go. So my son and them were leaving, and I was walking up past them to go grab the stuff and go. And she kept on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, my anger took over. And, I was mad because she was attacking my son. And then it just escalated to just the stupidest stuff. But there's lots in that video that nobody see. They're only seeing what she wanted them to see. And then, and she's going to make herself look good. That's fine. I look like the monster. And, frankly, I was that day, but I never threatened to hit her. I actually said, when in the video you see where she says, oh, he's going to punch me in the face. No, I said, if you keep acting like a Karen, someone will punch you in the face one day. And that's when she had her phone out. Oh, he said he's going to punch me in the face. And no, I mean, I was mad because you're attacking my son for spitting. And then, she had no clue what he's been through and anything like that. And then it just made me mad. She kept escalating and escalating. I'm like, just leave us alone.
So what you're saying is that your son was not spitting on her.
No.
Anywhere. Okay.
So you've been there. That bridge is over, 50, 75
Yeah.
feet long?
Yeah.
And he's on the far left corner at the deep hole. She was at the road where you come into the water, and he spit off the thing, and she apparently told him to spit on the other side, and him and her got into a spat. Like I said, I was downriver coming. You've been there. You know the crook where it turns. I was coming up the crook, and then all of a sudden they're going at it. But no, she was never spit on, ever. Even in her comments that she left on your original post, she was like, well, I was asking him to go spit on the other side of the bridge. He spit near me. Yeah. And trying to even go back to what all it was said was just like, all this stuff just come at me now. And I'm just like, wow. Everybody thinks that this happened last week. So the date that this happened was June 3rd, 2023. And here it is, August 21st, 2026. And this just came out on the 20th? the
Yeah.
19th.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just,
I was unaware. I will state, just not taking sides here. I was unaware that this video was old.
everybody
Um,
was.
you
Everybody
know,
is.
yeah.
Because
Um,
everybody thinks that every
but
negative content.
at the same time, Dale, that kind of, you know, it's
I know
still, it's still kind of,
it
um,
should have never happened. I understand
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and anybody that sees a man, talking the way I did to a woman, it's going to make them mad, and I understand that. Like I said, I don't condone what I did, but I was protecting my family and sticking up for my family.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know? And I have anybody that's in here that has kids, they would probably do the same thing, especially when people tell you to leave them alone and then you keep coming at them. And then
Mhm.
you don't pull out your phone and start recording until everybody's turned on you, starts going at you about what you're doing to them.
I
And
understand. Yeah.
there was other couples in the river that day too. And
Yeah,
you know,
I talked to one of them, and
well, there was
that's one of the reasons why I'm giving you the opportunity to talk, is because I did talk to some other people who were there, and I'm not going to spill the beans on that, just because legally I don't want to get into trouble, but they kind of confirmed that what was seen in the video was not actually, it was kind of skewed, and that's not against Ashley. I'm not taking sides, I'm just telling you guys the facts, and that's why I'm bringing this up, is because I had the other family reach out to me, and once I got those facts there, I was like, okay, I need to set this straight. So, all right, why don't you start by telling me, how did your day start? So you guys were in Canton fishing the pigeon, um, and it was like, um, you said it was kids fishing day or something like that, or
yeah. So what they do in North Carolina is they have a delayed harvest. So up until the delayed harvest, you can fish, but you have to release. So the first Saturday in June, they always have youth fish day. So they start from sun up to 12 o'clock. Only kids can fish. So any kid from 2 years old to 16 can fish. And there are limited 7 fish, just like normal limits. And they can fish that whole time. No adult can fish. Now you can throw the line out for them, but the kid has to reel it in. The adult can take it off the hook, but adults can't fish. So we were up there because my youngest son was 13 at the time. My oldest son was 16 at the time. Actually, he was 15 and 12. He wasn't 16 yet, but we were up there fishing. We've been going there since my youngest was 5. So we've been going there 8 to 10 years, somewhere around there. Actually, no, he was 12. So we've been going there 7 years so far and fishing. We do it every year. It's a bunch of people from my other work. We always went up there and done that. That was our tradition. We would camp out at Sunburst and we would go fish. And we'd fish right there at Sunburst, the bridge at Sunburst. That's where we fished in Canton. And, we got up there early. We went out there. They were all fishing. And at 12 o'clock, me and my girlfriend, we could fish. So they're up on the bridge fishing, and then we're going down the river fishing. We're going up the river. I mean, we're back and forth all day. And
at what point did you encounter? What point in the day did this encounter?
so it was. I want to say it was around 4, maybe 5. It was late in the afternoon because I was downstream. They were actually going up to go ahead, and they were trying to go. They were ready to go home, and
Okay.
I'm just like any man, fishing. We want to catch that one more, so I'm down there, trying to fish, and they were up there, and I don't know if my oldest had a fishing rod or my youngest. One of them had a fishing rod, and they were looking over the bridge, and in the hole you can see all the trout. So they're trying to fish for trout right there.
Oh, okay.
And
So were they fishing off the bridge?
yeah, they were fishing off the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So that's why they were on the bridge.
yeah.
Okay,
And then
gotcha. Okay.
my oldest son, and you've probably done this. I guarantee you, a lot of men in the chats have done this. when you see a fish, you can spit in the water and they'll come up and get your fish.
I do it off my dock. Yeah.
So, and maybe that's what my son, or maybe my son was just spitting. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there when that happened. I was downstream. So when I come up is when all that was going on. Now, my ex-girlfriend and her had words, and my ex-girlfriend just told her she just needed to shut up and go on, that they're kids. And why were you upset because they spit? Well, because she said she was going to fish that hole, and it's disgusting to fish where someone spit. And I'm like, people pee in that river, gut their fish and throw it right there. I mean, dude, people walking barefoot in there, and people spit in that river. I mean, it's nature. It's a public waterway. Yeah. So it happens. People stand downstream and pee in it. I mean,
yeah.
So that's when that happened, and then I come up after the fact, and the phone didn't come out until I was my kids and my ex-girlfriend were walking off across the bridge to the truck, and I was going to go past her to go up the trail, because on the other side of the bridge where she was is where the trail is to go up to your truck.
Yeah, so I saw that.
I was going past her, and she started on me, and because I need to do better at raising my kids. They're hoodlums and they're pathetic, poor trash and hillbillies. And so
she was saying that when you walked up the hill, she was saying that to your kids.
Yeah, and I heard my son called her a dumbass, and I said, Gavin, what's going on? And then all of a sudden he's like, well, this, and he started cussing, and I said, well, Gavin, just shut up. I'll be up there in a minute. So I'm still walking up there when all this is going on, and she starts on me that I'm terrible dad, that my poor hoodlum hillbilly kids have no manners and spitting in the. I'm like, spitting in the water, and it never spit on her. It was spitting in the water. And then all of a sudden, 3 years later, it turns into she was spat on. But she wasn't spit on. She was told to go. She told them to go. And you know what? My son should have just ignored it. But, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that nobody knows about what he was going through in his life. And it's not, everybody's like, oh, you taught him. No, my son knows better. I can't control. It's just like,
so you admit that your son's behavior was inappropriate.
Oh, it was 100%. And what you don't see in that video is what I was telling him and telling him to stop, telling him to just go to the truck.
Yeah.
And then in the last video that it was, so she was telling people that they asked her why she couldn't leave. She said that I was blocking the path for her to get out. Well, the last video, up on the road, my sons are standing at the truck. My girlfriend's loading the back of the truck. I'm walking out of the water up the path. So she could have left at any time, but she didn't. She come up there and started filming us. And my son flipped her off and grabbed his crotch, and she's like, well, look what he told. And my son said in the video, he didn't tell me to do this. I do what I want. And I'm like, Gavin. And I just told her she's Karen, go on. And then when she cut the video off, she's walking past the truck, and I told my son, I said, Gavin, just stop. Just stop. It's not worth it anymore. She's a Karen. Just let her go. And so he goes and gets in the truck. I start taking my stuff off, getting in the truck. And there was another couple that was downstream that she had walked in front of. They come walking up.
I'll stop you there. That's what the story was from the other couple. I'm not taking sides. But that was the new information that I got. That couple of family did verify that she was not be aggressive towards you, but aggressive towards them as well. So that's kind of why I'm coming back to this. And again, I'm not taking sides. So I think what a lot of people want to know is, what your son, a lot of people think that you raised your sons to be disrespectful to women and this and that. Tell me how you feel about what people have said about your kids, or what really got you going to where you acted that way is what I think a lot of people want to kind of understand.
Well, when she was calling my son poor hillbilly trash, disrespectful little asshole.
Mm.
And I didn't know what all had transpired. So I'm just like, whoa, woman, you need to stop.
Yeah.
And then she kept on, and then I got pissed. I got mad. And then, like, in the video, you see I'm walking back to her. She says, oh, your big boy spinning rod. Okay, whatever. You know, if she knew how to fish that stream, she would fish with a little rod because that's anyway, the creek's not big enough. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, then I walk by and I walk through before in the video, when you see me walk into that hole and I start walking through the hole, I was walking away. She kicked water at me and said, yeah, kick rocks, hillbilly. And I said, now this was after me calling her the C word and, you know, being mean and derogatory to her. And I just had enough and I was walking away. And I was actually going to walk up the backside of the bridge and walk across the bridge so I didn't have to get near her. And as I'm doing that, she kicked water at me, told me to kick rocks, hillbilly. And so I said, oh, she said, I'm going to fish this hole. And I'm like, oh, you're going to fish this hole? Okay, well, nobody's going to fish this hole. So I went walking back through the hole. And then I turn around, I come back, and I throw water at her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'll be real. Well, then the video cuts out. Well, when I threw water at her, she's sitting there like, oh, you're such a big guy. Don't worry. I've got this for later. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, you just need to leave us alone. I said, I'm trying to leave. You keep antagonizing me. And she's like, oh, well, you need to do something about your roid rage. I'm like, it has nothing to do with roid rage. You attacked my son and was belittling my son because he spit off a bridge. And it's disgusting to spit in the water. And I'm like, it's the water. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. So I turn around and she starts walking up the backside and I start walking back toward the hole to go out, and she starts walking up toward the hole. Now, where she was parked at, where my truck is in the video, there's a parking lot where a church is. She was down that way somewhere, and there's two paths to come out to get out, and she chose the path right behind my truck. She could have went, 50 more feet, come out in front of my truck and left. But instead, she gets up to the top of the thing, and she starts recording my son, which agitates him more.
Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah.
Can you call Charlotte, please? All right, my daughter's trying to call me on the phone, and it keeps kicking me out of here. So I'm sorry about that. I heard everything you said. It's just my daughter. The reason I do all this is because of my daughter. But anyway, she's trying to call me right now, and it kept kicking me off. So I apologize. Okay. I think I'm going to ask a stupid question just because a lot of people have asked. And you can be totally honest or whatever. People are asking, do you take steroids?
Do I take steroids?
Yeah.
I've taken steroids, yes. I'm a competitive bodybuilder.
Okay. Well, I don't know anything about that. This is just people asking that, whatever.
Yeah,
it's
so
whatever. It's your life.
Whenever somebody's big and they got muscles, everybody's on steroids. It negates all the hard work and years of heavy lifting that you put in to get the muscles. They think putting a steroid in you makes you big. It doesn't. You got to do the hard work, dieting, exercise, all that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know anything about steroids. I don't know. Is it just TRT, like the stuff you can buy online?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like, okay, all right. So TRT is a steroid, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah,
it's not the kind. Are you doing the kind where you shoot up or whatever, or are you doing
You have to inject testosterone. So,
okay, so just like the weight loss drugs and stuff like that.
So when your body naturally doesn't produce testosterone, you go to a TRT clinic and you get shots.
Yeah, I've got friends on TRT. Yeah, okay, for low testosterone or whatever. Okay,
yeah.
All right. People just wanted to know that. Wanted to throw that in there. I don't know why. I think
they're going to say it was roid rage, but the problem is it wasn't roid rage. It was a woman attacking my son, and I lost my cool, and I was completely. I shouldn't have done it, but at the time, 3 years ago, I felt I was in the right. You're attacking my son, and I have the right to defend my. I have the right to defend my kids. So that's what I felt I was doing. And I was really aggressive toward her. And, it wasn't the best look. And it's still not a good look 3 years later. And I'm having to defend something that somebody could have brought this out 3 years ago. But because they seen an article that you posted, they said, let me see if he can help me. And then they send the videos to you, and we're sitting right here having a talk on 7 something at on a
Friday
Friday
night.
night.
No, I know. Let me see. So when you got, so tell me about what you said earlier that she could have avoided, or was it was there a way for her to get back to her car other than coming up to you guys, or was that the only way to get back to her car? Like, were you guys truly fleeing and like wanting to not pursue this any further? Um, Basically, is what I'm asking.
So
Did she have the opportunity to leave just like you kind of were?
yeah, so there's 2 different trails. One behind my truck. There's another trail that leads down about 50 yards. It comes out 50 yards away from my truck, and then
Okay.
that leads to the road to the church. If you've been fishing there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
whole
There's
time,
multiple access. What I'm getting to is there's multiple ways to access the water right there.
yeah, she could have
And
left at any time. She was standing beside the trail in the water, beside the trail that leads. She could have left at any time. Instead, she kept coming at us and stayed right there. But she could have turned. I could have just shut up and left, and I didn't. You
yeah,
know, I got mad and I went off on her. But she could have left at any time. And when we told her to leave, she should have just turned around and left. But she didn't. She pulled her phone out and starts recording. And even in her own words in your video, where she had a post, she said this was a 5-minute ordeal, but you only see 30 seconds of it or 45 seconds of it, 3 different clips. So if this was a 5-minute video, where's everything else that she was doing and everything else that was going on? Where I was just telling her just to leave. You
yeah,
need to just leave. Just go. Just leave us
yeah.
alone. And
So,
my
but
family was already leaving, and I was trying to get out to go, and we were just going to get pack up and go. I mean, we've been there all day. It's time for us to go anyway. We've already limited out and fish. We were just catching fish for fun at that point.
yeah, catch and release and all
Yep.
that. Okay. If you could say anything to Ashley, since we invited Ashley to be on here tonight and she didn't want to talk, I brought up a couple things to Ashley that were concerning to me regarding her story. Again, this is not a witch hunt or anything. Even Dale, I don't think. Dale, you don't want to see anything bad happen to Ashley, do you?
No, no,
Exactly. Like,
definitely don't.
so just so everybody understands, yeah, we're 2 dudes on here right now that may look biased, but at the same time, neither one of us has any bad feelings against Ashley. Okay. Like, let's make that perfectly clear that, you know, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this. And basically, why don't you tell people about what happened to you once the post went up?
Well, first of all, let me say, you're asking about if I had anything to say to Ashley. I hate that ever happened and that my son disrespected you and I disrespected you, because at the end of the day, it should have never happened, but it did. But my thing is, why are you bringing it out 3 years later? Why is it coming out now? And why are you asking
Yeah,
for
that's a valid question.
why
That
are you
is a
asking
valid
for free
question.
stuff? Because now you're getting more attention to your page and everything. I mean, I didn't even know who you were. You didn't know who I was. Now everything that's going on, I've got sheriffs coming to my house, but
Yeah,
talking about
I talked about that before. So what exactly? So a sheriff came to your house and
yeah, and I wasn't home.
somebody called and I
Somebody
guess
called and told him that that there was a domestic disturbance. I was beating my wife.
it's
Now,
called swatting. It's something that gamers do too. They'll get someone's name and address and they'll say something horrible's going on and they'll get cops to show up at your house and shit. And that's the kind of behavior. That's why I've turned off comments on all this because I wanted everybody to hear both sides of the story here. And so go ahead. What else happened after this post
oh
went
well,
on?
I mean, dude, people called my ex job tell them that I'm beating women and I'm abusing women. They're like, well, he doesn't work here anymore. Let's see, the hacking my Facebook, hacking my Instagram, going on my dead relatives' post, posting that I'm a woman abuser, calling my kids ugly and fat. I mean, they're mad because of what I said to a woman, but they're going on there telling my kids they're ugly, fat, inbred, and that I probably molest them. That was the number one that was pretty bad. And then,
Yeah, let's not go any further into that. I want to keep within my legal limits here. But
well,
you got,
doxing me, putting my phone number out there, putting my address out there. I mean, and then just the nonstop I've had 3 times today to re-upload Instagram because people are saying that I'm selling stuff and stealing money. And it's just the dumbest thing. And people in Europe talking about that I'm a famous wife beater now and they're going to make me. And I've had people that came on here that has 1 million followers, 850,000 followers, and tell me they're going to get me and make me famous because I abuse women. And then they done their own due diligence and contacted Ashley and found the same thing you found out, that she wasn't being truthful. And when they asked for things, she completely ghosted them.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I have a lot of screenshots of it.
All right. Well, it's not a witch hunt.
It's not a witch hunt.
Yeah, everything.
But I'm covering my own ass.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Why don't you tell people about what your last 3 years since the video came out? You kind of we spoke very briefly on the phone. I wanted to keep it all honest and live and raw for people. I didn't want to talk to you too much and us become buddies and it be one way or whatever. I just wanted a chance to talk to you, for you to have a voice in this, since a lot of new stuff came up, like I said. So why don't you tell people about between 2023 or what is it, 23 when the video happened to now, what have you been doing and all that?
Well, so first I want to say, yes, first thing you and I talked about, you're not condoning anything. You just want to.
I just want to make it right for everybody.
You just want to make it right. You just want to get it out there and be done with it. I want to be done with it.
Look, I could have walked away from this and just let you get roasted.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of things in this story, and I was contacted by people who were there. I was contacted by friends of hers. And again, this is not a witch hunt. I'm only telling facts.
Yeah.
I was contacted by all these people, and that's why I said, you know what, let's get Dale's opinion. So, but yeah, let's go back to my question. Like the last 3 years, like, do you feel like you're a better man since then? Because talking to you, and I think a lot of people agree this with me, and I'm not giving you an out, by the way. I'm not condoning anything or whatever, but as a Christian man, I'm a Christian man, and you kind of shared that with me as well. I just, basically I'm asking, like, in the last 3 years, like, you seem different. You don't seem like the kind of guy that was in the video. And that's another reason why I wanted to talk to you, is because you don't really seem, and I'm not taking your side either, just so you know. I'm just saying, and because there's no sides, I'm not taking sides. I'm letting the people decide. Yeah. But you don't seem like the guy in the video.
No. And so the last 3 years, I mean,
basically what I'm doing is I'm giving you a way to kind of make up for lost time and to kind of explain yourself and go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you talk.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the last 3 years, I mean, I rededicated my life to Christ, and I've been going to men's Bible studies Monday and Tuesdays. When I get a chance to go, I'll go to the youth at church, and I'll go see them every Sunday. Going to church, and I've been putting God first. I mean, before my Instagram went private, you could see where, I've been doing bodybuilding and stuff, and And last year I competed and I dedicated my whole prep to God. I put God first in everything. And in my posing routine, I posed to Come Jesus Come. And did the whole posing routine. At the end of it, they pulled me aside. I got to testify and tell people what's going on. Other parts of this that you don't know, there's a whole nother YouTube thing that, I've been a part of for years. And I've been posting nonstop about what's changed my life. And this incident 3 years ago didn't do it. It was my personal choices of how I wanted my life to go and to lead my kids. My son today is not the same as he was then.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. Okay.
Yeah, my son is a hardworking kid, and yes, kids. There's a lot of kids out here today that have a lot of issues, and he had issues, and he's been working on them, and he's actually a really good kid. And he's these kids with Instagram, all this stuff, the new technology, video games, and all that. Once they break that cycle and they have to grow up, then life starts hitting them. So my son's he's into it now that there's responsibilities, there's life. You can't go around. There's consequences for your actions. So he's a totally different kid. My youngest kid. So if you look at the video, my youngest kid never says a thing. He is non-confrontational. When all that started, he was like, I'm ready to go. He just shut up and stayed to himself. And then sitting at the back of the truck, he never once opened his mouth to her. He just he is non-confrontational. He does not like conflict. And he totally different from me, totally different from how I acted. But, going into that, I'm trying to be a better person because, man, life's too short. And I was blessed in 2018. I flipped my car into a house. Had to have 6 surgeries, and I've got 4 rods, 4 fusions. Told I'd never walk again. Everything. And
you were in a You said motorcycle accident or car accident?
It was a car wreck. I flipped my car into a house. So there's a whole big old thing online about that. But I was given a second chance, and I questioned myself for years. Why am I still here? Why am I still here?
So and people are asking, why did you flip your car?
Well, because where I was driving, there was a guy in front of me, and he was driving a Honda, and the turkeys ran out in front of him. He slammed on brakes, and I almost ran into him.
I'm just asking what people are asking. Okay.
No. Yeah. A lot of these people don't know it because they don't know the from where it all came. But anyway, nonetheless, I've been trying to figure that out. So for the past, actually since then, 2018, but the past 3 years, even before that, even before that, I've just been, what was my purpose? Why? And I always felt like something was missing in me. And when I rededicated my life, I knew what it was. I was searching for a void. I was putting stuff before God. And when I finally put God first, man, it was, it's
a good thing, man.
It was absolutely incredible, and it changed my life. And then in last year, I got baptized again, and I've been ever since then. I've been trying to live a good, godly Christian life. All the posts where I used to have was all self-centered about me and everything, my cars and all this. All that's gone. I post mostly about God, and when people tag me and stuff, the people that I know, my friends, I'll put it on there. But one of my close friends, Big Lenny, he passed away in 2024, and it was pretty rough on us. And he was kind of a leading factor, because I think what he was going through and what he wanted to do with his life and how he was using his platform to promote Jesus and say, hey, look, this is, and he lived a rough life, man. And if God can help him, God can help anybody. So that's what I decided to do. And I've been living that way since. I still work out. I still go to the gym. I still hunt. I still fish. I don't go after women and attack women anymore. Normally now, if there's confrontation, I'm kind of like my youngest son. I just want to walk away from it.
real quick. Apparently Ashley is in the chat right now.
Yeah.
She hasn't asked to come on or anything. Not from what I can see, but she is in the chat. Is there anything now that she's on there that you want to say to Ashley?
Well, I mean, I hate that this whole thing even happened, and I wish we both would have went two separate ways and avoided the whole situation, but we didn't. And at the time, I felt I was doing right by defending my kids, and you felt that, you know, I don't know what you felt. I can't tell you what you felt, but I just, why bring this up 3 years later is what I have, you know, if it, you know, because you said in one of the posts that you didn't have time, but 3 years later you have time to bring it out. And then when it was told that what it would do to me, you didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, so I just, you know, I wish it never would have happened. I hate it happened. I'm sorry it happened, but I just don't understand why we're talking about it 3 years later.
I hear you. So you're apologizing. Is this your way of apologizing to Ashley for what happened?
Oh, if you want me to say I'm sorry for the way I acted and the way my son did you and all that. Yeah, I do apologize. I'm sorry that it happened. Yes. I'm sorry that my son was disrespectful to you. I'm sorry that the whole situation went the way it did, but we all could have just de-escalated it and went our separate ways, but it didn't happen that way.
Good. So I think that's making that right there. You saying that, and hopefully she's listening. She hasn't asked to join or talk or anything, which is fine. But again, this is not a witch hunt against Ashley or anything. It's not a witch hunt against you either at this point. I just wanted to end this on a positive note, hoping that both of you could kind of come to. Well, first off, I don't support doxing. I'll tell everybody this myself. I don't support doxing. I don't support people talking about kids. I don't support any of that shit. Okay, that doesn't belong on my page. And we're not going to do that. Anybody leaving shitty ass comments in the future or talking about Ashley or Dale, you will be immediately removed. So none of that is supported on this discussion or in my group or my page or whatever. So, I really actually, you know, I'm trying to think of anything else to ask you really. I guess I'll just kind of leave it to you to kind of, you know, it sounds like you got a lot of hate from this. Would you say you learned a lot? I don't know how to. I'm new at this, man. I'm new at this. I'm no Jerry Springer here, but
let's put it this way.
Yeah.
From now that the video's come out and everybody's seen it, yeah, I learned that lesson 3 years ago too, because nothing has ever happened since then. This one incident that I actually forgot about it the couple days later. The only reason I'm remembering stuff now is because all of a sudden it popped up and I'm having to defend my family and myself all over again. But what I want to say is that there's always two sides to every story. I always say there's three sides: your side, their side, and the truth. Yeah. So, and the truth normally comes out, and either one of you will be lying or both of you will be lying, but the truth will come out. And with all this going on, like the Tizzy guy who went in and, you know, he found me, he got me and all this. If you go back and there's stuff about him on the internet, he doesn't want people to know about.
And honestly, dude, if I'm looking at these comments that I'm getting, you know, and people are now saying shit about me. Look, here's the thing. Fucking unsubscribe from me. Literally, just fucking unsubscribe. Like, unfollow me. I told you guys in the beginning of this. The reason I'm doing this is to be completely fucking transparent. And if people want to troll like they're doing right now, if people want to fucking troll and act like a bunch of fucking children, then get the fuck off. Fuck off. Unfollow my page. I don't give a shit.
I think it's like this too. You took her side. You saw the video, which, you know, you and I talked about it, and me not knowing this, I would have been mad too, because this is a man going at a single female. You just went and run and
I ran with it. I ran with it. Yeah.
And you were duped by it. Things came out that
I was duped by it. Yes. In a
and
way.
so
Yeah.
when this come out, now you want to make the video. You giving me my explanation, but what you were doing is you failed as a journalist. So now you're like, I should have done my due diligence.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Absolutely.
Same thing with
and I'm
Tiffany.
admitting that. And I'm admitting it. And I'm telling
Yeah.
people, if you're going to write comments and shitty shit about me for not getting Dale's whatever first and just trusting, yeah, it was my mistake for trusting a story that was not vetted completely.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after I posted that story that I started finding out the real facts behind it. So did I jump the gun? Fuck yeah, I did. Okay. And I'll own that shit. Okay. What I won't own is condoning what happened that day. And I'm learning stuff from both sides. I'm new to this.
I don't condone that what happened that day.
Yeah,
I mean, it
exactly.
was a horrible situation. Should have never happened all the way around. And it looks bad on me, especially when people are like, this is a bad look for you as a Christian. I'm like, well, it was 3 years ago. I'm not that same person. And they're like, oh, this was 3 years ago? Yes. And then I'll explain.
Ashley's on here saying that I deleted posts. Yes, I deleted the posts. You know why I deleted the posts? Because people were attacking you. People were putting out your fucking number. People were doing all this other shit. And I wanted you to have your say after the world saw the videos. Okay. So, Ashley, like I said, if you're going to come in here and stir the fucking pot, I will kick your ass out. I don't give a shit. Okay. You and I are not good. Sorry. Ashley, you and I are not good. You lied to me and you used me. I'm just putting it out there. That has nothing to do with me hating females or taking your side or anything. That's just a personal thing. That would have happened even if you and I hadn't talked, Dale, because the stuff, she piggybacked off of my post that I had good intentions to try to help women in women's sports, not having to show skin. And I was standing up for the young women entering the industry that shouldn't feel like they have to wear bikinis and shit to get likes and follows. She saw that. Sorry, Ashley, I'll fucking say it now. She saw that and she piggybacked on that post. And I was dumb enough to take the fucking bait. Okay? I posted your video without totally vetting you. And I'm going to own that shit. So for that, I'm going to say sorry to you. Okay? I'm sorry I put you through that shit. There's 2 sides, 3 sides to every story. But as I'm also going to say, though, Dale, I do not condone your actions that day. I do think that it's awesome that you found Christ. I think that's absolutely amazing. That is the biggest gift you can get. And if people want to talk about, this and that or whatever, if people are in here commenting, then it's obviously worth their time. They're spending their time to fucking troll, and they can do that. And I told you when we were going to do this that there's going to be comments. Okay, I fucking warned you. There's going to be comments because people want to skew shit to fit their own fucking agenda. Trust me, I've been a victim of it. I'm currently a victim of it. Okay. But there is definitely, I invited Ashley into here respectfully, and I told her that I wasn't going to take sides. But now that I see that she's blasting me in comments and all this other shit, she's playing. She's whatever. I'm trying to stay neutral here, and it's really fucking hard. So
I want to say this. I didn't find Jesus before this post just for this post. That was long before this. You told me from the beginning you don't condone what I did. You don't agree with it, and I respect that. I don't condone it. I don't agree with it. Then maybe because I was hot-headed. Now I don't. But you have been neutral, and you told me all about what was going on, and you told me that you felt that you were duped and that you wanted to make it
Make
right.
it right.
And I thank
And
you
if
for
people want
doing
to
that.
talk, and if people want to talk shit on me about it, fucking do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in a position where I need followers and likes or anything. People also don't understand. None of this shit is paid. I don't make money for any of this shit. And I don't even count followers anymore. I don't fucking care. I
Yeah.
build fire rods for a living. I have a beautiful wife. I have 2 beautiful kids. I saw a video of you, and in all honesty, bro, it made me kind of sick. But
Yeah.
when I found out more about it is when I said, you know what, let's let Dale state his piece, mainly because I talked to other people who were there that day, and they had a lot to say that made me pretty uncomfortable with the fact that I shared that video in the first place. So again, I'm going to say sorry to you for what I put you through. Again, though, that has nothing to do with my view on anything on women's sports and what I actually am trying to achieve here. So I think we've pretty much covered it all, I'd say. If there's any last words you want to say, actually, someone asked me, what size was the rod you were fishing, and why were you fishing such a small rod?
So it's a 3-foot rod. It's a ugly stick 3-foot rod. And the reason why we fish, when I used to go up there when the boys were younger, we would take 6-foot rods. We're always getting hung in the trees. All
Yeah.
the locals would stand there and laugh at us. They told me, they said, look, there's 2 things you got to change about how you fish. I said, what's that? Said, get rid of the 6-foot rod, get a 3-foot rod, and fish with corn. It's like the stream's not wide enough to fish with a spinning rod that's 6 foot. You're going to throw it into the trees every time. So I started fishing that way. I caught way more fish with a 3-foot rod. So that's all the locals do it. That's what I do.
Cool. All right. No,
Makes
that's
sense.
coming from the people. And then another guy asked, what pound test were you using?
I think it's 6-pound test on there.
All right.
I mean, the trout are only 14 inches. So
I'm trying to bring some laughter and humor into this to kind of end it on a good note.
Well, look, you and me, we're good. And I appreciate you doing this. Thank you for doing it. And as far as Ashley goes, look, I'll pray for her, and I pray that this never happens to her again, and that, you know, she can find peace with everything she's done in her life and have a great life. I wish you the best. I don't want people going after her. I just want this to be over, because
I do too, man.
3 years ago, dude. Yeah. 3 years ago, and we're having a conversation at 8 o'clock on a Friday night over it.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I think you've stated your case. If there's anything else you'd like to say at all, this is your podium, man. I think a lot of people also just want to know. I don't want to talk about your kids, but a lot of people said, do you think that your behavior that day was a good role model, being a good role model for your kids or whatever?
Absolutely not. I mean, but the thing is, my kids don't act like that. Like my youngest definitely doesn't. My youngest is totally different. My oldest son, he had issues with things that were going on, and you know, with him in his life, and he had to grow up. And now,
by the way, people in the chat, people keep asking why I'm not adding Ashley. Ashley needs to request to be on this chat, and she has not requested to be on this chat. If Ashley wants to join this chat, she can, but we're getting to the end of it. I want to eat dinner. I want to relax. I want to chill. I just want this shit to be over with, just like you, just like Ashley. You know, again, look, I don't hate Ashley. I don't hate you. What happened was unfortunate, obviously, for the both of you. I got stuck in the middle, and I posted when I should have maybe looked into it a little bit further. And for that reason, I'm telling people, fucking unfollow me. Like, I deserve it. Like, but the one thing that I wanted to do the whole entire time was be transparent.
Yeah.
Completely fucking transparent about what I know about that day about what I've heard about that day, about what people have told me about that day that were there. And when I tried to put two and two together, it just didn't make any sense. And that's why I'm giving you the chance to talk. So, but yeah, so I think we're good, man. Any last words before we sign off here?
Cling to the cross. Jesus is king.
Cool. And honestly, man, I mean, people may hate me for saying this. You seem like a really likable guy. I mean, this isn't me puffing you up or anything like that. I'm just saying, you seem like a decent guy. And I'm going to ask everybody live right now. I'm going to ask every single person, please, for the decency. The world is such a fucked up place right now. And I'm sure you agree with me, Dale. Everybody is at each other's throats all the fucking time. You know, there's fucking drama everywhere and everyone fighting, and it's a different world than it was 3-4 years ago. It's almost like people just don't know how to be fucking nice to each other anymore. And it's really sad. You go to the grocery store, you go anywhere these days, and somebody has something to fucking say, okay? On all my posts, look, and I've said it a million times, I've got 60-something thousand followers. I don't even fucking count anymore. But you know what? I'd be a fool to think that every single person is gonna like what I write. I'd be fucking. I don't know. I don't care. Most of my writing is not for me at all. I don't make a fucking penny off this shit. If anything, it helps me. I write because I enjoy it, and I write about things that I think are important. And like I said, this came up and it seemed important. But it blew up, and it is what it is at this point. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ask every single person watching this, and Dale, you can help me with this, man. Let's end the bullshit comments. Quit fucking posting bullshit. Quit assuming things. Quit skewing things around to make whatever. Like name calling, fucking calling your kids names, posting addresses. That's not fucking cool. Like, you can be an internet troll and fucking be on this chat right now and be a fucking tough guy behind a keyboard. But I'll tell you what, come to a fucking fly fishing show and come see me personally, and I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. But I don't think anybody will. Okay, so I'm gonna end it with that. I truly am happy that you talked to me tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go this way. I think this ended in a very positive way. Ashley can, swallow it how she wants or whatever. She can comment or make her own post or whatever. But I honestly think that I'm going back to this. I'm asking everybody, please. Stop the bullying, stop the hate, stop the name calling, stop the fucking everything, okay? Don't fuck with Ashley. Don't fuck with Dale. Don't fuck with me. If you see a post you don't like, guess what you can do, people? You can fucking swipe. Yeah. You can fucking swipe. Be the better person, okay? That's the whole reason we're having to do this tonight, is because so many fucking people sitting behind their computers and their phones just write dumb shit. It's shit posting. Okay. So that's the reason the comments got turned off. Sorry, guys. I took the post down because people were acting like fucking assholes. People were targeting your kids. I was getting threats, and it's just not, there's no world where that's okay. So I'm going to end on that. And just ask people, please think before you fucking type. But I will say, in my defense, I will never, ever write an article like this again based on knowledge from somebody that's passing it to me. I have learned that lesson. Do I condone what you did that day? No. But you've manned up. You've talked to me. And I highly respect that. Okay? Because a lot of people, one person in particular, could be hiding behind the truth. but you and I are here talking about it. So, you giving me the time to talk to you, and you're willing to talk to me. I've got to say, Dale, I really respect that, and I respect anything more. The thing I respect the most is that you are calling yourself out, that you knew that that wasn't appropriate behavior, and I think that that right there is that's good enough for me, you know. And so I'll end with that. Anything else you want to say, Dale?
Well, man, I hope we can all learn a lesson from this. I
Yeah.
wish you and your family all the best. I wish Ashley and her endeavors all the best.
Absolutely.
And,
I wish Ashley the best too,
and
you know.
at the end of the day, man, I just hate it happened. And I hate we had to go
Ashley,
through all this.
whoever just typed Ashley got blocked. Ashley has not been fucking blocked. So that's bullshit. So more bullshit, more fucking dumb shit that
Yeah.
people are just, oh yeah, she's blocked, not giving her a voice. No, she was given a voice. So that's just whatever. So anyway, all right, cool, brother. Well, I guess if you want to just hang up, I'm just going to kind of wrap up here.
Yeah.
And but checking out on iPort, IP source says she's blocked. Okay, well, how was she just commenting? And how could I block her on this live? Anyway, it's not even worth mentioning. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, if you wanna sign off, man,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah.
And it says a lot. Okay, so again, yeah, what you did wasn't in the best taste, but you're man enough to come out and talk about it.
Well,
And
I'll say this and then I'll get off. I appreciate you wanting to go out and do this and wanting to come clean that you screwed up and that you did piss poor journalism and you
yes,
like, hey man,
fuck yeah,
I messed up and you learned a very valuable lesson from it. We all did. So
yeah.
I
Yeah,
wish you all the
trust.
best, dude.
Yeah.
I hope, this stuff dies out and they'll leave all of us alone and tomorrow will be some other news about something else somewhere else.
Yeah, and you know what? People's fucking attention spans these days are so short that
Yeah.
this will be yesterday's news by, yeah, or it's whatever. So, but no, I'm glad we could talk, and I'm glad you got to state your case, and I really appreciate that, brother.
You're
So,
welcome, man. Thank you.
and I encourage you to stick with the positive stuff. Trust God, and just be a good human being, man. And
Yeah, man. I will. I appreciate it.
yeah. See, Soul Fishing Ash is right there. She's not blocked, so everybody can fucking chill out now. So anyway, well, I appreciate it, man. You can sign off if you want. I'm just gonna wrap up here.
I'll see y'all. Have a good one.
You too, man. I'll pray for you, brother.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you.
See you. Bye. All right, so there we go. We talked to Dale, and I'm not gonna. It may seem like I took sides there. You guys can think whatever you want. I don't really care. But I believe that this is a closed book for me now. I wanted to do that with Dale because I truly thought that he deserved to have a voice in this. And the reason for that, again, is complete transparency. And because of things that I found out about after the video was posted. So this isn't a witch hunt. I want you guys to understand that Ashley is a good person, I think. Don't go and harass Ashley. Don't go harass Dale. Leave them alone. Please leave them alone. Leave me alone. And the last thing I'll say, because I'm a fucking man and I'm willing to say it, is I apologize because I put out an article without totally vetting the person. That happens a lot in life, unfortunately. You trust people that are giving you the truth. And in this situation, I trusted someone a little bit too much. And I'll leave it at that. You guys can be the judge, jury, and executioner, but do not I'm asking you, do not go after these people. Do not go after Ashley. Do not go after Dale. We want to put this to bed, be done with it, and we can all fucking move on with our lives, okay? Other than that, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. You don't think Dale apologized to you personally. Actually, Ashley, if you had been watching this, he apologized to you multiple times. So, anyway, I'm not playing these games anymore. I've got a hot dinner. I've got a beautiful wife, and I've got a hot tub that I'm going to go jump in. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this is the last time we're going to have to do this. In all honesty, I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. So it's going to be a while before I post any type of content like that. Everything's going to be vetted from now on. And because of that, I apologize again. I'm man enough to say that. But things are going to get a little bit more boring on Uncommon Waters for a little while, because I just don't have the energy to do this shit anymore and be caught in the middle of this kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and leave this up. If you guys want to comment. If I see any bullshit comments, if I see any fucking ugly stuff, if I see anybody putting addresses out, talking about kids, talking about wives, talking about any of that shit, you're going to, not only will I freaking hit spam, but I'll actually report it too. So fly fishing is about love. It's about community. Okay. That's why I love fly fishing so much. It's about community, and Uncommon Waters means, the reason I named it that is because we're all connected by an uncommon bond, which is our love for fishing, for fly fishing or regular fishing or whatever. That's where I got the name Uncommon Waters, because I have met people all over the world that I would have never usually talked to, but the only reason that we became friends was because of fly fishing. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that fly fishing, it's literally saved my life. And the whole community has always been so good to me. And so I want to thank everybody for that. But we need to keep it that way. So everybody be nice to each other. Just be fucking nice. Just be kind. Name calling, all that bullshit. Don't act like a child. And other than that, thank you guys. I'm going to go have dinner. And I guess I'm going to leave this up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the X button so that people can watch it. But again, if you comment some dumb shit, it's going to get deleted and you're going to get blocked. So there you go. Love you guys. And have a good night. Take care. Bye.